Hi guys, this video I made especially for those beginners who don't know about method calls and all. So this is like a bonus video. Okay, it is not day 16 or day 17. Day 16 is yet to come. Where this is in between day 15 and 16. So it is like a bonus video which I'm doing. Okay, let's see. What and all is possible. What will happen when we type something? What error will we get? Let's see. So I will create one variable int a. I have declared the variable, but I have not initialized the variable. Okay. Now I would like to print the value of a. So if I write system.out.println, right? Print the value of a. So here system.out.println, I am trying to print the value of a. Okay. I will close this. Yes. As of now, I will cut. Yes. I have just declared the a variable. Is there any problem now? No, there is no problem. Why? You have declared the variable, you have not initialized, no problem. You can declare in one place, you can initialize in another place. So when I compile and execute, there is no output. And now I would like to print the value of a, right? What is in the a? Now, understand, now what will happen? Watch here. Okay, don't you think it is telling one compile time error? What it is telling? Variable a might not have been initialized. So what is trying to tell? Yeah, you are using the value of a, but before using the value of a, you should have initialized it. Did we initialize? No. See, don't think that a garbage value will be there. No, that is there in the C, right? In C, you have a concept of garbage value where some random values will be there, but in Java, it is not like that. In Java is very precise, either the value should be there or the value should not be there. Now the value is not there, so how can you print the value of a if you are not given the value of a? So if I write like this, it is compile time error. Okay, compile time error. Please take this screenshot. Okay, take this screenshot with error. Okay, I have to compile. So when I compile, okay, please take this screenshot. I think I compile time. I have not written time there. Okay, compile time error. Yes, I hope you have taken the screenshot. Okay, so now I would like to declare this a not as a local variable. This is a local variable. Why it is a local variable? You have to see where is this a declared. This a is declared inside the main method, so it's a local variable. I will cut this and I will make it as a instance variable. Now I have made it as an instance variable. Now what will be the output? Will I get the same answer? Right? Let's see. When I compile, okay. So yeah, one thing it is, I'll tell that topic also. Now let's make it as static, right? Let's make it as static. I'll tell you that topic why it is coming like that. So once I make it as static, see compile time no error. When I execute, right, it is giving me the value 0. Sir, how this 0 is come? This 0 is called as a default value. So who will give 0? JVM will give 0 for static and instance variables, not for the local variables. Not for the local variables. Why not for the local variables? Because JVM cannot come inside a method unless someone calls it. Okay, JVM will not come inside a method unless someone calls the method. If you tell bark, then only the dog will bark, right? Same thing like that here also. If you call the main method, then only control will come inside main method. So if JVM has to go inside any method, someone has to call the method. For class, it is not like that. It can come inside class, it can load the class elements. Okay. So I hope you have understood here. If it is a static or instance variable, if the variable is declared above the method, then you can use it before initializing. Why? Because you are thinking you are not initializing, but internally it is being initialized. Okay. So that point I want you to understand. Please take this screenshot. It is done. I hope you have taken the screenshot. Now I will undo this. Okay, so here we know that we will get compile time error. Why? Because before initializing the value, you are trying to read the value. Okay, so now you are initializing the value like this, right? You are telling if some condition is true, or let's say in the next line you are telling a value is 1, a value is 1. Now will it tell compile time error? Now will it tell compile time error? Let's see. No. So if I execute, what will I get? I will get the a value as 1. Why? Why? Because you have initialized. So before using, always remember, before using the value of a, you have to initialize the a value. Okay, this is what you have to do. So here there is no problem. So if you want, you can take this screenshot here. So those who are beginners only, those people can take the screenshot. Those who already know, you don't have to take the screenshot here. Okay. just a minute. So this is the screenshot which you can take. Okay, yes, so I hope you have taken the screenshot. Now definitely I can't do like this. Int b is equals to a plus 4. I can't do like this. Why? Okay, see, I'm not even printing the a value, right? Yes, it is not about print. It is not about print. What it is about, before using any variable, that variable must have been initialized. Now I am using the variable a. Is the a variable initialized? No. So definitely it will tell me that error message. So you should understand what is the error message also. It is telling variable a might not have been initialized. Okay, might not have been initialized. So I hope this point is clear for you. So I will write one thing now. What I'll tell is a is 2 less than 4, right? A is 2 less than 4. If 2 is less than 4, a is equals to 5, and print the a value. So what I am telling, I am writing in the if condition. Okay, is 2 less than 4? Is 2 less than 4? Yes, 2 is always less than 4. If that condition is always true, don't think now a value is initialized now to 5. Watch here. So when I compile, no problem. When I execute, right, answer is 5. Why? Because here it has executed, right? Okay. Now I will create one variable here. Int b is equals to 3. Okay, int b equals to 3. Is b less than 4? Can anyone tell me, like, what is the output here? What do you think? Right? Yes. If you want to trace it, it is very easy, right? So you are thinking in the memory. Yes, in the memory there is a variable a, right? There is a variable a, but the a variable is empty now because nothing is initialized, right? Then there is one more variable b. It is initialized to what? 3. Okay. Then we are checking the condition. Is 3 less than 4? Yes, always 3 is less than 4 only. If it is always true, don't think always a is initialized to 5. Very important point. Always a is initialized to 5. Always. Why? Because always b value is 3 and always 3 is less than 4. Condition is true. So you are printing the a value. You are giving 5 value to a. What is the, yeah? So 5 will come and sit in a. Then you are printing the a value. What is the a value? 5, right? Yes, a value should be 5. So if I clear this and if I close, minimize. Okay. Let's see what's the problem. What might be the problem here? Okay. Let's see what it is trying to tell. What we have traced is different and what it is telling is different. What it is telling, a variable a might not have been initialized. It is what it is telling. Might not. Why it is might not? Why? Because we can see that it is clearly initialized, right? Now what is the problem here? The problem is, right? The problem is, see, now don't think b is a variable. B is a variable. Previously this 2 and 4, these two are not variables. If they are not variables, it can't vary, it can't change. But since I wrote b, now b is a variable. If b is a variable, it can vary, it can change. If it changes, for example, what if our b value is 100, right? What if our b value is 100? Now you trace here, is 100, is it less than 4? Is 100, is it less than 4? No, 100 is not less than 4. So for if I tell 100 less than 4, don't think the condition is always false. If the condition is always false, if of false will happen. If it is if of false, will the if body execute? No. Which means, will your a be initialized? No. I hope this is very clear, right? So if you write a variable in the condition, there is a chances that variable might not initialize, error message will come. Why? As you can see, the condition is false. If the condition is false, will it execute, will it initialize the a value? No. So if it is not initialize the a value, will it what it will print in the a? So there is nothing to print. That is why if I trace this, I hope it is very clear now, right? Yes, watch here. I'll be using this law. Okay. Color I'll be taking, right? So a memory is initialized. What's the value? Nothing, because you have not initialized anything. B value is 100. B value is 100. So we are checking, is 100, is it less than 4? Question mark. No, 100 is not less than 4. So condition is false. If the condition is false, will the if body execute? No, if body won't execute. When the control comes out, you are printing the a value. right? You are printing the a value. What's the a value? Nothing. So variable is not initialized, variable is not initialized. I hope this is the concept which you understood. Please take this screenshot. So I hope you have taken the screenshot. Okay. So I hope you have understood this topic here. Yes. So you have to do little trial and error here, right? You have to do little trial and error. Okay. Let me clear this, right? Draw. Okay. That is why you have to understand, right? If you are writing a condition, this is the problem which might happen. So inside the condition, you should not try to initialize a value. Okay. If you want, then you can write here equal to 0, so that there will be no extra changes, right? By default, you are giving 0. If any condition happens, then you are changing the a value. Okay. So in that way. So this is that problem in that initialization part. Okay. One of the examples is like this, where a value I am not initializing, right? And here I'll write a for loop where int I should start from 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus, and here if I try to give a value to 5, right? So let's see here what will happen. See, it's the same error message. Why? Because you are trying to initialize a upon a condition, right? You are trying to initialize the value of a upon a condition. Who knows that condition might be true or false, right? That condition can be false from the beginning, right? The condition can be false from the beginning, which means never your a is initialized. That is why. But if I write here, 1 is less than 3, 1 is less than 3. Now, as you can see, this is a different case, okay, where I'll be telling you what it is. Okay, I hope you have understood till here. Now let's understand this problem here. What is this problem? See, I will remove this, right? Yes. Understand one thing. If I write a while loop, so whatever you have problem you have seen now, that I'll explain. Watch here. If I write a while loop, okay, while loop. So about if conditions we have understood what will happen when we initialize and all. Now let's see about loops here. So I'll write while true, right? While true, system.out.println. Okay, so these are the bonus topics which I'm doing here. Okay, what I want to print? I want to print high. So what will happen now? While the condition is true, means while the condition is true, it will keep on executing high. So infinite high. I'll just keep on getting high here, right? Okay. So if I write here, a system.out.println, okay, println. Yes, I'll write here by. I'll write by here. Okay. So what will be the output? What do you think? Right? Let's see. Yes. So what it will tell? Yes. Remember, there is one more error called as unreachable statement. What is unreachable statement? It is telling a by is a unreachable statement. The control will never reach there. That is what it is trying to tell you. The control will never reach there. Why the control will never reach there? Because you told while of true. Tell me, is this true? Is it a value or is it a variable? It's a value. If it was a variable, we could have changed the variable, right? But it is a value. Can we change the value? No. Can this program make this true as false? No. I have to type it as false, or else there is no other way. Which means if I write true, it is true always, right? Even if I execute for 1000 times, even if I change any variable, this true will be true only. Which means if this true is a true, always this while loop will execute. Always this while loop will keep on executing because the condition is true. If the control is always inside the loop, control never comes outside the loop. So why are you even writing a statement outside the loop? It will never execute, right? I hope it is very clear. Unreachable statement, that by is never executed. Always high is only executed. Unreachable statement. Please, take this screenshot here. Okay, take this screenshot. Unreachable statement, because the control is always inside while loop. Please take this screenshot. So I hope you have taken the screenshot here. Okay. But if you remove this by, right, if you remove this by, is there any problem now? No, right? Because there is no statement where you have to reach. There is no statement where you have to reach. No. So it is infinite high. Okay. So I will be closing this. I'll undo close. Here let me write, right? Is 2 less than 5? Yes, now also we'll get the same case here. Why? Because 2 is always less than 5. 2 will never be changing greater than 5, right? 2 is always less than 5. If that is the case, it is always a true condition, which means this is unreachable statement. Now let me write here, okay, I is less than 5, where I'll write int I equal to 0. As we can see, right, as we can see, I value is 0, so 0 is always less than 5. 0 is always less than 5, right? 0 is always less than 5. So is it unreachable statement now? Let's see, is it unreachable statement now? No. But if I execute, what will be the output? It will be infinite high only. Now why is this? Let's see. Why it is not telling it's an unreachable statement? This is not an unreachable statement. This is reachable statement. How this is reachable statement? If this has to be reachable statement, don't you think the condition has to be false? When the while condition is false, the control will come out of the while loop. Now the question is, can the while condition be false? Yes, your while condition be false. When your I value changes to 6 or 5. Can your I value change to 5? Yes, it's a variable. It can change to 5 or 6 or 7. I hope it is clear, right? It is very clear. If you write a variable in a condition, what happens, right? Yes. So I hope this point is clear. Okay. So in the while loop also I have taught you what is reachable and what is unreachable. Okay. Now let me talk about methods, right? I will talk about methods here. So I will close all this. Okay, I will close all this. Here I will call a method. Okay, method is 1. What's the method name? 1 here, like this. Yes, I have called on method 1. Now did I create an object? No. Right? Did I use a class name? No. Which means it is present in the same class. This one method is present in the same class. It is present in the same class. Now, am I collecting anything from here? No, I am not collecting anything. So return type is what? Void. It is not returning anything. It is not giving back anything. The return type is void. Okay. So, but it has to be static also. Why? I will be telling in this video only very clearly why it has to be static. What is static? I will be telling you. Okay, so this is the method. Okay, what should be in the method? In the method, it should be what it accepts. Can you see here? Nothing is there inside the brackets. It doesn't accept anything because you are not passing anything from here. Okay, then what it returns? It doesn't return anything. It doesn't return anything, and it is static because I am calling it from the same class without using dot operator. That's the reason. So when someone calls 1, I want to print. So system.out, out.println print 1. I want to tell like this. I want to print 1. So when someone calls ONE, I want to print that 1, right? Yes. So this is that method 1. Okay. Now what I will do is I will try to print one message here. What that is system.out.println. This what I have to print. I want to print. This is the end, right? This is the end of main method, right? This is the main end of main method. So what happens now is like this. Okay, what's the control flow? Control will come to this main method always. Yes, when it sees this 1, immediately, since you called a method, whenever you call a method, control will come to that method. So it will execute 1, and in the 1 you are printing 1. So in the output 1 is printed. After that your control will come after the println message. After println is the closing of one method. Whenever there is a closing of one method, the control will go back. So it was from here, so it will start execute normally. And here there is again println end of main method. So end of main method it will print. Yes, so this will be our output. Okay, so you can take the screenshot now, or else wait, no need to take screenshot. I will compile and execute. You can take screenshot then. So yes. I'll execute. See, first it will print 1, then it will print end of main method. So please take the screenshot. You have 3 seconds. So I hope you have taken the screenshot. Now let's clear this, right? Okay. Let me create some other methods where I can show it to you what kind of methods are there, how we can change the methods. So I will call the method 2, TWO. Okay, I will call the method 2. So what is this 2 supposed to do? Whenever I call a method 2, this 2 method should give me one answer. It should give me one answer here. Okay, whatever it is giving me, okay, I'll be storing it in a string type. Result, and to print that result like this. Okay, I want to print the result. Okay, I want to print the result. So what happens now, right? I have to define 2 method. So I'll tell 2 is a method. Okay, 2 is a method. Does it accept anything? No, I'm not passing anything. Can you see that? Am I passing anything inside 2 method? No, I'm not passing. So this also has to be empty. Okay. Then what it returns? Don't you think it is returning something and that person is storing it in result? Result variable is expecting something from the 2 method. What type it is accepting? String type it is expecting. So I'll write this 2 method is returning what type? It is returning string type data, and I have to use the static because I'm calling from a static method. So this is what I have written here. Now what I'll do is I'll tell a return in the string. I'll tell return 2. Now you tell me, if I write return 2, what type I am returning? I am returning 2, which is an integer type. But what did you tell here? You have told you will be returning string type. You told you will be returning string type, but what you are returning? You are returning integer type. That's why if I compile, right? If I compile, it will tell like this, right? Watch here. It will tell incompatible types. Int cannot be converted to string in the return 2 line. Incompatible types. This 2 cannot be converted to string. It is trying to tell you. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to tell it as string 2 here. So when I compile now, okay, now let's see how the control will flow, right? How the control will flow. Watch here. Okay. Yes. So first the control will come to the main method. You are calling the method 1, so it will come to the 1 method. You are printing 1, so 1 is printed. After printing 1, closure of 1 method. Yes, when you close the 1 method, it will go back from where it was called. It was called from this line. It will execute normally. When you come to this line, yes, it is trying to store something in the result. But before, what you have to store? First you have to calculate the 2 method. Whatever result is there of the 2 method, that you have to store in result. Which means first it will come to the 2 method now. Control come to the 2 method. 2 method, when the control comes here, you are returning something. Returning true, 2. This 2, where it will go? It will go and store in result. It is giving to the result. That 2 string is going to the result. Then in the next line you are printing the result, so 2 is printed. Then after that, end of main method. So I hope most of you have understood here. Right. Now what I want to tell you is about return line here. Okay. So I'll compile. No problem. When I execute, okay, you can take this screenshot. Take this screenshot. Okay. So I hope you have taken the screenshot, right? Now I'll clear this. So in the return, okay, I'll be removing this. Can I write return? Okay, can I write return like this? Okay, can I write return? I don't have 2 now, right? So I'll remove this 2. Yes, I'm just calling the method 1. As soon as I call the method 1, what will happen? I am telling return. So what will happen now? Watch here carefully. You can tell return in the void. Why? Because tell me, if you write return 2, you are returning integer type. If it will return 2.2 or 2.4, you are returning double type. If it will return D, you are returning string type. But if I write like this, tell me what I am returning. Nothing. So this is returning void. Void means nothing. So this is fine. Why? Because the return type is void, right? And don't think you are returning void here. Yes, you are returning nothing. So it is also fine. This is also fine. Okay. So what will happen when you tell return? As soon as the control sees return, okay, what will happen is your method will end. Your method will end. For example, if I write, system dot out dot println, if I write print hi, okay, if I write print hi, and after that if I tell return 1, right, or let's say return, because it's a void type, no, now there is no problem. Now there is no problem. It will print, first it will come to one method hi, then end of main method. But what will happen, right? What will happen when I cut this from here and when I paste it below the return? Now what happens is, watch here, it is very simple, please understand this. The control comes to the main method, you are printing 1. It will come to the 1 method, you are telling return. Return means what will happen? When the control says return, it will not execute below statement, directly it will go back to where it was called. If the control directly goes back, tell me, will the control ever reach high? Will the control ever reach high? No, it will never reach high. Why? Because above that there is a return statement. If there is a return statement, the control will go back from where it was called. So now what will happen, right? Let's see. So your high is never printed. The control will never go to high. That's why it's an unreachable statement. Please take this screenshot. It's an unreachable statement. Why? Because after returning something, you can't print anything, you can't initialize anything, you can't tell anything also. You should not tell anything after return statement. I hope this is clear. Okay, I hope this is clear. I hope you have taken the screenshot here. Okay, so okay, I will be closing this, right? I will be closing this. Now, let's see. I will clear all. So return type is void, no? So what I will do is, I will tell here, I'll write a for loop. For loop where int I should start from 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus, okay? And here I will write print the I value. What value? Print the I value. Yes. So you see, I am not collecting anything. Yes, return type is void. If the return type is void, you don't have to write a return statement also. You don't have to write a return statement. So when I compile and when I execute, I'll be getting the output, 0, 1, 2. Okay. Yes. So what happened here? What happened is, the control came to this method 1. Yes, the control came to 1. In the 1 method, there is a for loop, so it will keep on executing. Once it is executed, the control will go back and it will print the end of main method. Yes, I think all of you can at least trace that, right? Now what I am doing, watch here. I am writing return empty. Why? Because it is returning void type. So when I compile and execute now, what will be the output? Let's see. Will it be compile time error? No. Then what it will be? Okay, here it is important. Answer is 0. Why the answer is 0? I think all of you can understand here. Let's see why the answer is 0. Right? So what happens is, control comes to the main method, it will come to 1. Yes, when the control comes to 1, the control will come to inside this method. Now it will initialize. So in the memory, I value is 0. It will check the condition. A is 0 less than 3. Yes, condition is true. If the condition is true, print the body of the for loop. Print I value 0. 0 is printed. After printing 0, immediately don't you think return is there? Whenever there is a return, okay, don't think return means control will come out of the loop. No, return means control will come out of the method, which means now control will come out of this one method. When the control comes out of the one method, it will go back to where it was called from. It was called from this line, so it will print end of main method. Okay, so this will be our output, and as you can see, right, so that was our output. Okay, yes, please take this screenshot. Take this screenshot. Yes. So I hope you have taken this screenshot, right? I hope you have taken the screenshot. So I'll be erasing this. So why I told like this, because let's imagine I want to print all the factors of a number. I want to print what? All the factors of a given number. So I as a beginner, will start to think, okay, so there is one way, there is a number n equals to 10. So this 10 is given by the user, yes. So whatever that 10 is there, I want to find the factor of those numbers. So I'll write, factor of n. So whenever I give factor of n, okay, this method should give me all the factors of n. You tell me if can I do something like this? No, because if you want factor of 10, what are the factors of 10? There are many numbers. There is number 1, 2, 5, 10. When there are 4 numbers which are factor of 10, how can you even think that you will store it in one variable result? You can't store it in a one variable result, right? Yes, so you can't do like this, right? You can't do like this. So definitely you have to print the factors in the same method. When you want to print multiple answers, the best way, see, you can't return multiple times. You can't tell return 1 and the same method you can't tell return 5. That is not happening, okay? So if you want to print multiple values, what's a better way? Don't return anything. In the same method, print everything. So when I call factor of n, right, I have to define factor method. So factor is a method here which accepts one, yes, which accepts one variable n. So what you have to tell is, see, this whatever n value you have passed, it is stored in this variable. It is stored in this variable. Now this is a variable coming for the first time. You have to tell int n here. Okay, and this is a method here. Now you might be thinking, right? Is it coming for the first time? No, it is already there here. See, that's a local method. This is a local. That's a local variable. This is a local variable. Those are two different variables. I have told you what is local variable. Was the previous video. Now, am I collecting anything from a factor? No, I am not collecting anything from a factor. So I'll tell return type is void, and I'll make it as static. No, I'll make it as static here. So easily, I can call the method. So static factor, so static void factor. So whenever it gets n value, I have to print all the factors. So let's not worry about time complexity here. So I'll tell int I should start from 1 for factors. I should start from 1. I is less than or equals to given value n, I plus plus. Right? So here I'll check on condition. If if n mod I equal to 0, then that I is a factor. System dot out dot print ln, right? Print that I value. In this way we can do this factors program. Okay, we can do this factors program. So when I compile and execute, I'll be getting the output all the factors of 10. So don't expect that you are storing one value, because factor means there are many factors. So you can't return multiple values, right? You can't return multiple values. You can't tell return 2, 5, 1, 7. No, it's not happening. Okay. Now let's say you want to find GCD. So if you want to find GCD or HCF, right? So let's write here HCF is a method name, HCF. In HCF, don't you think you want the last number? Instead of printing I'll tell store the I value to variable HCF and return that HCF. I have to declare this HCF int HCF is equal to 0, right? If I don't make it as 0, what will happen? Incompatible types. Okay, return. Yes, see, I'm returning HCF. HCF is a for type, integer type. So I have to tell return what type, not void type. Return is integer type. Okay, because I'm returning a value which is of what type? Integer type. So I have made that change is missing return statement. Yes, I want you to understand that. Now watch here what you are doing, right? See, you are telling return. Yes, you are telling return. Where you are writing return? You are writing return inside a if condition, which is inside a for condition. For loop is also based on a condition, and inside that there is one more if condition. So which means you are telling if the condition is true, then you return. But what if the condition is false? Right? I want you to understand this. What if the condition is false? If the condition is true, it will return. What if the condition is false? If the condition is false, will it ever execute the return statement? No, it will never execute the return statement. If it never executes the return statement, compile time error, because you told that, hey, don't worry, guaranteed I will return one integer. You have told it is guaranteed we will return one integer. But what it is thinking? It is thinking that, hey, this if condition, what if this is false? If this is false, this will never execute. If this never executes, is there a return statement now? No. Then how can you promise something where when it is based on a condition? Yes, how can you promise something when it is based on a condition? So this is invalid, missing return statement, and that is why you have to write return. See, even though this was a valid, okay, here there is a logical problem, not compile time problem, logical problem. Why? Because here what it will do, as soon as it finds the first factor, it will give the first factor. Which is the first factor? 1. 1 it will be given to HCF, and immediately you are returning that 1. Is 1 your highest common factor? No. So even logically this is wrong. Okay, so I have to write it outside. Don't think you are writing outside the if. Don't do like this also. Why? Because again your for loop, can you see for loop? For loop is based on one more condition. So you have to return outside all the conditions. So here is where we have to write a return statement. I have written return HCF. So what is telling? Variable, yes, this is the problem, variable HCF might not have been initialized, right? So before returning, what is the guarantee that you have initialized? Did you initialize here? No. You are telling, hey, I have initialized inside the HCF, but that is based on a condition. That is why what we know that, so we don't know whether that condition will execute or not. So here I'll tell initialize to HCF to 0, right? We know that it will execute, but to please the compiler, we have to tell HCF is 0 initially. So now if so what will happen now? N value is 10. 10 is given to HCF. So highest common factor. So there is no common factor here. It will just find the highest factor. Okay, because common factor means there should be 2 numbers. I am just giving an example here. So it is returning the HCF. Okay, it is returning, but are you collecting anywhere? It is returning something. Are you collecting? No. I will collect it in a variable, maybe res of what type? See, if it is returning integer type, you have to collect in a res of what type? Integer type. Then whatever is in result, I want to print it. So system.out.println, I'll print that res. Okay, and here it's not about common factors, it's not about HCF. Okay, because for HCF 2 numbers should be passed. So here the value is 10. Why? Because 1 is a factor of 10, this, then 2 is a factor of 10, this, then 5 is a factor of 10, then 10 is a factor of 10. After the for loop is completed, which is the largest factor of 10? 10. So I hope it is clear here. It is not, I have not done because to teach you about a factor. I have taught you about a method here. Okay, so you have to be careful about the condition, right? What if the condition will never execute? Some codes will not execute. That's it. Okay. So let me create one more method. See, the only way to learn all this is by practice. Okay, so you have to just keep on practicing. And I have given you Core Java. This is Core Java topic. Go to that Durga Soft videos. Okay, so let me create one method, right? So what is this method? What am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do is, I'll pass one number. Okay, I'll pass one number 18. So I want to know whether he is eligible or not. Okay, to watch to watch adult UA movies and all, is he allowed or not? Let's see about that. So I want to call a method now, right? I want to call a method. So what will be the method name? So method name will be adult, okay, or not. Adult or not is the method name. Adult or not is the method name. Okay, so what I want to return is, I want to return true or false. Okay, I want to return true or false means if we say adult, if he is above 18, equal to 18 or above 18, I want to get true value, right? So that true value I'll store in result of what type? Of Boolean type. Okay, of Boolean type. I'll store it in that result. So what am I expecting now? I am expecting this adult or not method to accept one number. It should calculate the number and should tell me whether the number is less than 18 or equal to or greater than 18. Okay, so whether he is adult or not, I want to get to know. So I have to define this method now. See, I'll write adult. Okay, adult or not, as it is. Whatever method name you have written, uppercase, n is uppercase, here also n should be uppercase. Yes, you have written that. Now don't think whatever 18 you have passed there, I have to collect that 18. Right, I have to collect that 18. Yes, so I'll collect in that 18 in a variable h. Now h is a variable coming for the first time. Did you declare the variable till now? No, now you have to declare here only int h you have to tell. because 18 is an integer variable. Yes. Now, don't you think you are returning something? Your RES is expecting something. What is a something? What type it is? Boolean type. So I'll tell a return type is Boolean. Return type is Boolean, I am told. So, and I have to make it a static because I'm not using the dot operator. More about that I'll tell in the next video. Okay. What I have to check? I have to check on condition. If some condition is true, what is the condition? Whatever number you got, where it is stored in H. So whatever H you got, okay, whatever number you got, it is stored in H. Is this H? Is it greater than or equals to 18? Is it greater than or equals to 18? If it is greater than or equal to 18, then what you have to return? A return true I have to tell. A return true. Why? Because it is greater than or equal to 18. Yes, he is an adult. Adult means return true. For this, if there is one else part, yes, I have to tell return false. Right? Simple program. Yes, I want you to take this screenshot here. Please take this screenshot. Please practice this. Okay. So when I compile now, right? Let's see. Now you are telling, right? Yes, sir, you have written return inside a condition. See, now it is true because 18 is an adult. Yes, I will write here 10. Is 10 an adult? No, 10 is not an adult here. So I'll be compile and execute, it will tell false, right? When I tell 100, yes, 100 means adult. So this is the way what I want to understand. Now watch here. Yes, I have return true, right? Yes. If I cut this, it will tell error now. Again it will tell error. Why compile time error? Because missing return statement. Hey, it is telling, it is not guaranteed that you are returning. It is not guaranteed because based on a condition you are returning. What if the condition is false? That's why compile time error it is. It will not allow you to compile only. Okay, so if there is a return in the if, there should be written in the else also. If there is a return in the if, there should be written in the else also. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now, tell me one thing. If the control, if it executes return true, will it ever execute return false? No, right? I hope it is very clear for you. Why? Because when the control comes, okay, if this condition is true, return true will execute. If the return true executes, will it ever come to the else part? No, because when you tell return, immediately the whole method will stop executing. Immediately it will go above. Okay, which means, understand one thing, okay, this is very important for you to understand. If this condition is true, return will, yes, if condition will execute. Now watch here, I will not write else part because this is what I want you to understand. Okay, yes, I will not write the else part at all. Yes, I have written something like this. Watch here. Is this valid? Yes. So what is happening here? Let's see what is happening. Let's see here. Okay, imagine the condition is false. Imagine the, it is 10. Okay, imagine that number is 10. If the number is 10, here H is 10. So is it 10? Is it greater than 18? Is 10 greater than 18? No. Don't think condition is false. If the condition is false, will the if body execute? No. The else body execute. This is our else. The other part will execute. So we are executing the else part only. So I hope you are understanding. You don't even have to give the else thing there. You don't have to give on the else. Is it clear? Because by default it is else. Now let's see one more thing, right? I will be clearing this. Let's imagine that here I had written 100. 100 is an adult, right? So now what will happen? Let's see. So 100 you are passing. So 100 is stored in this variable. So that 100 is used here. Is 100 greater than or equal to 18? Yes, condition is true. If the condition is true, only if should execute, else should not execute. Tell me, if the condition is true, yes, condition is true. Don't you think only this return true will execute? If has executed, else will not execute at all. Why? There is no else part, I know, but this acts like else. Right? Why? Because when the condition is true, if of true means if only will execute, else will not execute. See, when you tell return true, return means what will happen? The below statements will not execute. It will go for the method where it was called from. So I hope it is clear, right? It is clear. So this acts as if and else only, right? So normally what we'll be seeing is, we'll be seeing programs like this. Where only the if condition you are telling, if some condition is satisfied, return true you are telling. Return true. You're not writing else part because by default it is else part only. If the condition is not, if it did not return that statement, it will return this statement. If it has returned that statement, it will not come here. Simple concept here. Okay. So if it has returned this statement, okay, if it has returned this statement, this control will never come here, right? Or if it didn't execute, definitely it has to execute this. So it is very clear. So please practice on this. Okay. So this is what I wanted to tell you. This is part 1 of the bonus video. There will be a part 2 of the bonus video, okay, where I'll be talking about static variables, static methods, okay, all those things. So thank you for watching this video.